Hi friends! Welcome to day 8 of 14 Days of Watercolor Joy. If this is your first day joining us, you are right on time. Take a deep breath with me. Today, we relax. We are painting a poinsettia, and this is honestly one of my favorite brushstrokes in the entire world. It feels effortless, soothing, almost meditative. And yes, once you find the right brush for this stroke, oof, it gets even better. You might even become obsessed like me. I know these shapes look simple, just little leaf shapes, right? But the magic comes from the brush. Not every round brush will give you that wide, soft body of the stroke and the sharp pointy tip. And that's why today's practice sheet has those leaf shapes in different sizes and directions, so you can test your brushes until you find the one, or maybe two, that feels perfect for this flower. I'm not sponsored by this brand, but I really love these brushes. They are soft, they hold a lot of water, and they are not too snappy. Kind of the perfect middle ground. Even when I was a beginner, I loved them. Because, let's be honest, watercolor already has a mind of its own. A friendly brush helps a lot. I'll leave the brush info in the description below. Okay, now that our brushes are warmed up, let's look at today's practice sheet. It's divided in two areas, the green leaf shapes and the red petal shapes. Let's call it that way for now. Why? Because the poinsettia is honestly so magical. Most people think the big red leaves are the flower, but they are actually not. Those red leaves are called bracts, and they turn that gorgeous color to attract pollinators. The real flowers are the tiny yellow buds in the center, that little cluster surrounded by the red bracts. Isn't that amazing? A whole plant that transforms its leaves into bright red just to invite pollinators in. Nature is such an artist. Before we jump to watercolor paper, let's warm up. Remember, this sheet is here so you can practice, discover, test, explore, combine, and build muscle memory. All with zero pressure and no guilt. No guilt about using your watercolor paper. If you are new, if you are tired, if life is busy, if holiday season is already loud, this practice is for you. This can be your me time, your calm moment, or the beginning of a handmade gift for someone you love. Now, here is the exciting part. Today, we are letting the colors mingle. No need to wait for the first layer to dry. All these strokes, red, green, light, dark, will blend and kiss each other on the paper. And that's what creates that soft, velvety looking poinsettias. Layering shapes while everything is still wet. This is the moment where watercolor takes over and does its magic. A quick note, these practice sheets are meant for watercolor techniques. They are printed on regular printer paper, and printer paper isn't designed to hold water. So, if we use too much, it buckles, wrinkles, and dries unpredictably, and that's okay. Because these sheets exist for a different purpose. Brushstrokes, movement, warm-ups, muscle memory, exploration, and confidence. But when you want to practice techniques like glazing, blending, mingling, layering, nothing replaces real watercolor paper. And if it's 100% cotton, even better. Practicing a stroke on printer paper and then on cotton watercolor paper is like stepping into a whole new world. That's why I always keep both. Practice sheets, shapes, exploration, confidence, watercolor paper, techniques, layering, final pieces, and one more tip. If you want to test colors, don't do it on printed paper. Always swatch on the same type of watercolor paper you'll be painting on. Different papers, bright white, off-white, creamy, slightly beige, all affects how your colors dry. So always keep a little scrap of the same paper nearby. It makes a huge difference. This stroke starts pointy, then goes wide, and then lifts back into a point. And depending on your brush, it might look sharp and precise or soft and rounded. Both are beautiful, just different personalities. And now comes my favorite part, letting the colors mingle. This watercolor paper isn't 100% cotton, so it handles the water pretty well, but dries a bit faster. Even so, it still creates beautiful mingling effects. Those soft transitions and gentle blends that make watercolor feel magical. So don't worry if it dries quicker. Just enjoy the moment while everything is still wet. At the end, we'll add some yellow dots for the actual poinsettia flowers, something we all know now. And then add delicate lines for texture. These tiny details make a huge difference. They bring your poinsettia to life, giving it shape, structure, and elegance. As always, your poinsettia doesn't have to look like mine. You are welcome to follow along exactly, but I encourage you to explore what you love. Make it yours. Use the brushes you already have. Try your own brush strokes. Play with shapes, angles, and colors. Your personal choices are where your artistic voice begins to grow. I can't wait to see your poinsettias. Tag me with my Christmas brush so I can celebrate your creativity. Whether you gift this, frame them, or even sell them, I am cheering for you. I'll see you tomorrow for date 9. And until then, keep playing.